Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Zack Attack is here with the Atakline for this Monday, November the 3rd, 2014. Seems a little dark as it's daylight saving time being ending and all. Hope everyone had a great Halloween weekend. I did. I celebrate by watching my Halloween tradition. Since I'm not a horror movie fan, plus I like scary movies, but I like comedies and musicals. So what's the perfect way to watch a horror movie that's not too scary but combines comedy and horror and musical? Rocky Horror Picture Show I watched this past Friday. Again on Blu-ray. It's awesome. The Blu-ray was on sale, so I've had a Blu-ray player for like less than 8 months, so I haven't bought any Blu-ray much. Just a little bit. Anyway, besides watching Rocky Horror on Friday on Halloween night, I was supposed to have 3 gigs this weekend. I only did one of those 3. This was supposed to be the last weekend at Westfield Orchards, my Orchard DJ4 at 30 Mile and Van Dyke. But the weather was too cold. It was like 45 degrees. And plus, who was going to show up the days after Halloween? So, because everyone's thinking Christmas. Yeah, I said it. I've seen so many Christmas commercials, it's insane. Soon, WNIC, a local station who always likes to play their Christmas music really fucking early, will start playing it. Anyway, I set out Westview. I did have a playlist going, but I didn't appear at Westview Orchards both Saturday and Sunday. So I went down from 3 gigs to 1, which was one of my most anticipated parties of the year. Halloween party for a woman named Mary Morellen, who I've done this party for 7 years. And she always pulls out excellent costumes. She's a mom, but she looks awesome in her costumes every year. One year she was Leia in the slave outfit. And this year she was Wonder Woman alongside her husband's Superman outfit. And they both look awesome. There were some great costumes as well. Excellent costumes at both Halloween parties I did. For both this Nancy Go I did a couple weeks back, and also at Mary's party too. She said there were 77 people. I know she watches my shows. She watches my YouTube videos. So if you're watching Mary, hi Mary. Thanks again for an excellent party. It was an awesome party this past Saturday night for a Halloween party. It was so much fun. I think I hit the right marks at the right time. We went to about 1. Well, it went to 2, then went back to 1 because of daylight savings time being ending and all. So it was an excellent party this past Saturday. Thanks again, Mary. And Kevin as well, her husband, for an excellent party this past Saturday. I got 2 gigs this week. Westview Orchard Staff Party, which will happen because unlike the gigs that were at Westview this past weekend, we're having it at a banquet center. Capital Banquet Center. I think it's my 4th year DJing in their staff party. Should be fun on Friday night. Saturday night, speaking of doing things for the 4th year in a row, back at the Lions Hearing Center in Michigan's annual dining event, their banquet event, at the Royalty House in Warren. Should be an excellent night there. Now, on with the activities for this weekend and week. Starting with your number 1 movie in America. Yes, after 1 week, Ouija got kicked up by Nightcrawler. For anyone who got that Beavis and Butthead reference from their episode Closing Time, I applaud you. Yes, Nightcrawler debuts at number 1 this week on the movie charts with a modest 20 million debut. Kicking off Ouija after 1 week, like I mentioned. But it will be kicked off. Actually, I thought Nightcrawler was number 1. That was the predictions. Actuals, Ouija remains at number 1. Yes, Ouija remains at number 1. It was very close. Ouija was 10.7 mil and Nightcrawler was 10.4 mil. So it was a very close count. But no matter who's number 1, they'll probably be kicked out by Big Hero 6 this week. Or Interstellar. But I bet you the animated movie will probably win. There's number 2 animated movies coming out soon. They're all actually good. So I bet you that the animated movie will be number 1. Now, since I made an attack line in about a week again. So I've been slow on the attack lines. Just 1 a week now. Trying to make them twice this week. Billboard number 1's from last week. Now, I need to correct myself. Last week's number 1 was actually not Jason Aldean from 2 weeks ago. It was actually Florida Georgia Line was the number 1 from 2 weeks ago. And they got kicked off last week by Slipknot. in their album Point Five, The Gray Chapter, in honor of their fallen bassist, Paul Gray. And they'll be kicked off by Taylor Swift, who will have a lot of news on in just a few moments. And also last week's Billboard #1 single, yes, still #1 single for the 8th week in a row, making her song all about that bass. The longest rated consecutive #1 single in epic recording history, beating Michael Jackson's, pardon the pun, beating and Billie Jean, both waiting for 7 weeks in a row. Meghan Trainor, 8 weeks in a row for All About That Bass, like I mentioned. Now the longest rating #1 for Epic Records recording artists. Congrats to Meghan for that big honor. She'll be on the CMAs this Wednesday. Yes, she's a pop star appearing on a CMA show with Miranda Lambert. And she'll be on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Yes, she just announced, along with Idina Menzel and others, including Kiss. I can't believe I'm saying that. They will be participating in the Thanksgiving Day Parade along with Sting. Of course, he has a new musical, The Last Ship in Broadway. The show, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, will air at 9 a.m. on NBC and other markets but Detroit. Detroit don't get the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade on Channel 4 because we have our own Thanksgiving parade here in Michigan. The America's Thanksgiving Day Parade in Detroit. So they don't air Macy's in Channel 4 in Detroit. I think CBS has their own coverage, which will air in Detroit. So there you go. So Meghan Trainor is on the Thanksgiving Day Parade. But back to Taylor Swift for a minute. T-Swizzle is set to have a third consecutive #1 opening with a million for a third album in a row. She's the first artist. She'll be the first artist to do that. NSYNC did it twice, and Backstreet Boys did it twice, selling a million in a week. But Taylor will do it for the third time. We'll find out official stats on Wednesday. But a lot of Taylor Swift news today. On Thursday, she was on Good Morning America teasing her 1989 World Tour. That's the biggest oxymoron in the world. The 1989 World Tour 2015. Well, it took her 3 days to get it all straightened out, and the tour dates were announced this morning. Unironically, Good Morning America. The tour will kick off in May, on May 20th, at CenturyLink Center in Louisiana. Ford Field in Detroit will be the third day of the tour, and one of several stadiums she'll be playing at, along with 2 nights at the Rogers Center, aka Skydome in Toronto, along with Soldier Field, of course, Gillette Stadium, among many others, and multiple 2-night stands at various arenas across the country like Denver and Nashville. That's going to be interesting to see how will Taylor do in Nashville now, knowing that she's no longer considered a country artist, officially, finally. The tour will zigzag across the U.S. to October, including some scattered European dates in the summertime, promising Australian dates by the end of 2015. Tickets will go on sale next week. She has scattered openers, and they're crappy to me. Vans Joy will be opening up every date in America, arenas and stadiums, and Shawn Mendes will be opening up for Taylor during the stadium shows. So there you go. T-Swizzle announcing the 1989 tour. And not only that, she now should be on the American Music Awards, performing her new single, Blank Page, for the first time on television. Of course, that will be November 20 after we blank space. Miss Swizzle will be premiering that single at the AMAs in about 2 weeks. 3 weeks. And now that she announced her tour, and now she'll be on the AMAs. I almost said CMAs. She won't be on that because she ain't country anymore. Of course, the biggest news besides the tour, she took her music off Spotify today over some BS involving her record company being sold, I'm hearing. Spotify is begging T-Swizzle to return to Spotify. If Rihanna can reunite with Instagram, which she did over the weekend, so can Taylor Swift can reunite with Spotify, as long as the label issues are solved. I think Florida Georgia Line, who are also on Taylor's label in all country, even though they do have pop crossover factors as well, they are still on Spotify as I know of. So there you go. So T-Swizzle, 1989 tour announced, appearing in the AMAs, and took her music off Spotify. Now, on with an artist who was supposed to come out last week, because the 1989 album Taylor Swift was supposed to have some competition going towards the #1 album this week. Lil Wayne's The Carter 5 was set to be out last week, but he canceled the release at the last second. He released a video later on last week saying that there'll be 2 parts. Yeah, The Carter 5 is just like the last movie of a book franchise. The last part of the last chapter is 2 parts. See, like Hunger Games the last book in the Hunger Games trilogy's 2 parts movie. Same with the Harry Potter trilogy having 2 parts in their last book. And same with Lil Wayne. His last book has 2 parts. The first part of the Carter 5 will be out December 9th, 1 week before the now final release date for Nicki Minaj off the late album, The Pink Print, coming out December 15th. And the second part of the Carter 5 will be coming soon, Lil Wayne says. So there you go, a lot of Young Money delays with the Carter 5 Part 1 set to be out December 9th, and the Pink Print, Nicki Minaj's album, which was set to be out in 3 weeks, is now coming out December 15th, 1 week after Part 1 of the Carter 5. So there you go. And that is it for the Atakline for today. Thank you all very much for watching. With that in mind, y'all been attacked by the news from Zach. See you later, yeah.